What's up guys, RBG here bringing you some groundbreaking news. It's just been revealed that there's a new animated Transformers film in the works. And I couldn't be any more excited to hear about this because apparently it's going to be set on Cybertron and explore the long rivalry between Optimus Prime and Megatron. So we're going to dive into it today. Now before we get started on the video, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, TubeBuddy. As a successful YouTube user, I often get questions asking what I use to get my videos tons of views. And the answer to that is TubeBuddy. This thing has helped me take my channel to the next level in ways I never imagined. It's a browser extension that helps new and experienced YouTubers grow fast and optimize their channels. I've been using this extension for years and it's constantly getting updated with new features, like the SEO tool that helps me come up with the perfect title, description, and tags to get more people to click on my videos. It even provides you with analytics beside your videos to see how much traffic your video is generating from various social media sites. The extension is absolutely free, but as a special offer, we're giving a 50% discount for channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers that purchase the Pro upgrade. All you have to do is enter in the code RisingStarBuddy. So if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel or taking your content to the next level, download the extension now. You can do so by clicking on this link that'll be provided in the description of this video. But as I was saying, according to Deadline, Paramount Animation and Hasbro's eOne studio have hired Toy Story 4's director Josh Cooley to direct a big-scale Transformers theatrical prequel. And they brought on Ant-Man and the Wasp screenwriters Andrew Barra and Gabriel Ferrari for the script. The film will explore the origins of the Autobots and Decepticons on the planet Cybertron, specifically revolving around the relationship between Optimus Prime and Megatron. And this is great news because it's something that the fans have been asking for what seems like an eternity. Ever since we got a small glimpse of the Transformers homeworld in cinematic format, we've wondered what it would be like if we got a full-length movie about that. And seeing how well this story was portrayed in games like War for Cybertron only made us yearn for it more. There's just so much we can explore with the origins of Orion Pax and Megatron, from all the different lores we've had since the Transformers' early inception. The opening scene of Bumblebee was arguably the best because it was featured on Cybertron. Like, people have admitted to me that it's the only thing that they enjoyed in that movie, and they just want more of it. And now Paramount and Hasbro is delivering that. Now with that said, it's important to note that this new project is reportedly separate and apart from any of the live-action Transformers movies. So while we will surely be seeing plenty of familiar Autobot and Decepticon faces alongside Optimus Prime and Megatron, they aren't going to be the same versions of the characters that eventually end up on Earth and interact with the folks like Shia LaBeouf's Sam Witwicky and Mark Wahlberg's Kate Yeager. And obviously this isn't going to sit well with a good majority of the fans out there. It seems like no matter what continuity we think we're in, things either go unfinished or we get new continuations where we had no idea it was a reboot. Case in point, Bumblebee. For the longest time, Paramount and executive producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura were passing the film off as a prequel to the Bay films, but would later change it to a reboot. To this day, there are still those who aren't even aware of this change because there were obvious elements that established that Bumblebee took place before the original films, like Bee's overall aesthetic and radio communication gimmick, and Sector 7, who was first introduced in the Bay continuity. There are among many other things that connect the two universes into one, but you get my point. Paramount hasn't really done a good job clarifying these separate continuities they've created, and it's going to continue to confuse fans. Hell, there's currently a War for Cybertron series in the works that's not even remotely tied to the game, but fans think it is. Now, if you ask me what I think about this film being separate from the other pre-existing continuities, I say I'm pretty fine with this choice, because it's been proven that a separate film verse can be good if done right. We have things like the Spider-Verse, which is a shared multiverse of the different Spider-Man universes. While this was already an established concept in the Amazing Spider-Man comic book, it became even more commercialized once Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was released to the theaters. Hearing that this new Transformers project is going to be an animated film leads me to believe that Paramount may be going down a similar route that Sony did with their Spider-Verse film. But then again, this could be a one-and-done venture, because I don't believe that an Oscar-winning director such as Josh Cooley is going to have time to commit to developing an animated film series. He's probably got his hands full with other future film projects, and he's not just a director, his main expertise is storyboard editing. But who knows, if this project turns out well, it just might motivate him to stay on board. I'm just trying to wrap my mind on what kind of art direction this film will even go in. Something dark with a realistic aesthetic or something more cartoony. Given the fact that Josh Cooley's filmography mainly consists of Disney Pixar movies, I'm thinking a mixture of both. It's probably the best option since the Transformers franchise has always had that style. Even the Bayverse, which is probably as real as you're gonna get, occasionally went out of their way to do these wacky looking robot designs. Hopefully whatever Paramount does, it'll turn out great. We've been hearing murmurings about an animated TL film for 5 years now. Back in 2015, we learned that the writers' room overseen by Akiva Goldsman was working on various projects, including an untitled animated movie that would explore the history of Optimus Prime and Megatron and the whole division between the Autobots and Decepticons. Considering the fact that we also had a solo film focusing on Bumblebee, we assumed that we'd get one for Optimus Prime. As to if we'll get that in the future or if this film has any indication of that is unknown. I'm personally hoping that the writers can take things that work from the IDW comics, particularly the movie tie-ins that are criminally underrated. They can also take certain inspirations from the recently concluded G1 comic continuity where we see a different side of the Autobot and Decepticon factions. I loved how the roles were reversed and we saw how Megatron rose from a lowly construction worker to a feared warrior who led a revolt against the corrupt Autobot security forces. As much as I love hearing the story of Orion Pax becoming this powerful leader in the form of Optimus Prime, it's gotten a little dated. Choosing to focus a film on Megatron would not only be awesome, it would give the character more depth instead of just being this power-hungry Transformers that most casual fans know him to be. I want them to focus on all of the characters and their relationships. Maybe explain why Megatron continues to keep Starscream around even though he's known to be the most untrustworthy character. If Warner Brothers and DC can give us successful films focused around villains like the Suicide Squad and Joker, then I don't see why Paramount can't replicate that success with Decepticon-focused films. But anyways, I know this news probably has some of you asking about the other alleged projects that are in the works. It was reported in January that 2 separate Transformers scripts are in the works, and one which would be set in the Bumblebee universe, while the other would revamp the entire film series supposedly by adapting the Beast Wars spin-off. So whether Paramount moves forward with both of these projects or just one, the Transformers mythology is expected to keep going in the live-action realm. I'm 100% positive that Bumblebee is going to get a sequel or at least a spin-off, but for now we'll just have to wait for Paramount to announce it. But anyways guys, what do you think of all of this? Do you like the idea of an animated standalone TL film taking place on Cybertron? Or do you think the producers should save that for the Bumblebee continuity? Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, I ask you to like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. Any feedback is good feedback and will only help me improve on future videos. But if you really enjoyed this video, it would help me out tremendously if you shared it with all your friends and followers on social media. Sharing really makes a difference. But once again, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.